Alright. Hello friends. Hello. Good afternoon. Happy weekend. Good afternoon, everybody. How's it going? Let's see who's here. Mr. Hinker, hello. ODM, Quappa, Delacast, hello. Welcome. Neon Wither, I've been waiting for this moment. Soran, hello. Oh, I like that new puppet emote. It's so fun. Ankit, hello.
26 months.
It's been a moment. Vendora, hello. Siraji Man, what up, Chad? Guinevere, Anna, hello. Captain Mike, hello. Bro J Simpson, hello. Were you wiggling up in here? One Drunk Man, Moment D's 26 months. Damn, 26. Whoo! Thank you so much. Howdy, Justin. Hello, Philson. Good day. How's it going, everybody? How is it going? All right. So as the title says, we are building the Moment from JJW. It's currently being sold through the Hype V2 system on Canon Keys, and of course there are other proxies as well if you're in other regions. So consult the. I guess I actually should link the. I'll just link the IC. I think that's probably the best way to do it, right? Which has the info on it too. Or yeah. So group by info is also on there. So I'll just link the Canon Keys one. I think that's probably the best. All right. I'll link that into the command. Lightning keyboards, commands, build command, and I'll just say more info here. Maybe I'll just do that. Okay. Let's put it there. Alright, build command with a link now. Great. Alright, so yeah. So we're building a 60% today. So it shouldn't be too long of a build. And so yeah, let's get to it. Let's get right to it. Alright. So I have some stuff here. I got some new key sets over here recently that I got, that I already unboxed because I had some stuff to do with it. Here I have GMK Toko from Daily Clack. It's in back right now. I got GMK Oni from Akibo. And I also unboxed GMK Bolivia's that other time. Last stream we unboxed GMK Bolivia's. Yeah. And then in the mail, I also got something from Singa KBD. They sent out a t-shirt, which is pretty nice of them. So there's a unicorn. Is it a tee? Yeah, it's a tee. Oh, it's a long sleeve actually. That's kind of nice. That's pretty sweet. It's a long sleeve unicorn. Embroidered here. Pretty cool. Single KBD made in Malaysia. Very nice, very soft. It's completely white. It looks a little big actually. I think this might be a little long, but it's fine. I think it'll fit fine. Like slightly oversized fit, but it's very cute. Elaine merch. So yeah, this is just a sample of the merch that she had at the Malaysian at the most recent Malaysian meetup, and so this was mostly sold just locally for now. So I was just sent a sample because I moderate for the server, and so yeah, I'm pretty excited to try it out actually. But it looks really nice. That, and I also got some. I also got a couple of keychains here. Unicorn and the lion, Singa. Very cute enamel keychains here. Just come in these bags. Super cute. But these are actually for sale at the singlekbd.com website, so you can check it out. The only thing is shipping is a little bit more expensive because it's international. But you can, if you bundle, you actually do get a discount. So, there's that. All right, so take this box out. So Justin was very kind in sending this this tray. So I got this play tray, I guess prototype. Pretty cute. A toy for JD. Yeah. I'm actually not sure if this is focusing. But yeah, super nice. But yeah, pretty cute. It's the plate tray. We have our stabs. We have our MX Black switches. I had unboxed the PCB to test it, but I actually didn't manage to. I was running some errands. And then here is our case and plate. Alright, so here is the moment. Today we have it in Winkey. This is, I believe, this is the faded blue color. What's the difference between MX Blacks and Lavenders? First of all, they're made by different manufacturers. MX Blacks are from Cherry, Lavenders are from JWK. They're made out of, I guess they're both nylon, right? But Lavenders have a different color. They're like translucent, sort of lavendery color. They probably sound different, just based on like having, you know, if you actually end up trying them out, like, and lubing them, or even stock, they sound completely different. So, but they're both linear switches. So it's just worth trying them both. Black sound a lot, yeah, they do sound a bit clackier compared to the Lavenders. Lavenders do come with a bit of factory lube too, so if you're lubing those and modding them, just make sure to either wipe them off before you start lubing them, or you can lube on top, but it's just be careful not to add too much, because otherwise you will over lube the switches. But yeah, something to consider. But MX Blacks, they've been around for a long time too. They've been around for like 40 years now, so yeah. But yeah, they continue to be manufactured by Cherry. So this is the moment here in this very, very, very nice light blue color. It's a very pretty color. Comes with a sandblasted steel weight here. Bump-ons on the bottom. Philson, thank you so much for the Prime Gaming sub. Appreciate it. There's the moment engraving, handwritten. In the sense that it was a handwritten, you know, word, and then it was, put into a file and engraved. But yeah, very cute, very nice. This board has been in development for a while. I remember seeing the interest check for it a long time ago, and I do believe it went through like its first round, like kind of like FNF, or like, you know, kind of like a private Discord buy, and then it's finally gone in the public buy right now, which is currently live. But I believe the design looks really nice. It's pretty unique, at least for my point of view, because the bezels look rather different. It's like the proportion is not 1-to-1, but it's also not like irregularly regular, so to speak, because it has this tapered part here. But it looks nice. It's interesting. From a side, you can see a very intentional seam here, and a very nice curve here. I remember reading the interest check a little bit. It's like Justin was initially inspired from the Leaf keyboard by Fox Lab, right? So it has a bit of that element sticking out to it, but it's very nice. Oh, it has more engravings here. Very cute. I do like the intentional seam actually. In a way, it helps with the way it looks with anodizing, because you know, if you have no seam, essentially, you actually start noticing the difference in anodizing a lot more easily. And also just, you know, this demarcates like a very clear line between top and the bottom, so it's kind of nice to have it this way as well. All right, and we have a plate here. We have a slightly tinted polycarbonate plate. This is a kind of like darkly tinted polycarbonate plate. So the mounting method of this particular board, you might have already read about it. It's basically like kind of like half isolation gasket, because it uses gaskets underneath these tabs, these top and bottom tabs, and then the side ones just have a gasket at the top, on the top piece, so at top of them, to kind of like to just hold it from kind of like suspending up. But in regular typing, this will just, you know, be pretty much completely still, and then it has these cuts which allow it to have a decent amount of flexibility, and of course with a plastic plate this is going to be even more noticeable. For layout support, it appears to be 7U only on this particular plate, with split right shift, ANSI enter, and ANSI left shift. You have step caps lock support as well as split backspace support. So yeah, generally fixed layout here. But I believe on the PCB, however, this is a 60% PCB from Cankeys from UPAS. Come on, focus. There you go. It's an old B stock PC plate. I see. Yeah. So this PCB does support, like for example, ISO. So if you get a plate cut for ISO layouts, you can still use ISO. It is 7U only still for the bottom row, so just note that. And it does have backlight support, as you can see. It does have LED support. I believe the caps lock does have indicator LED support as well, so you can actually solder a bridge here for backlight or indicator, whichever you choose. And it is powered by an ARM chip. Is it? Yeah. So yeah, pretty cool. The final PCB should be gloss gray, I see. So I guess this is a prototype in a way. Alright, so let's, I guess I'll test the PCB since I didn't do it earlier, as I was intending initially to do it. So let's do that first. Alrighty, let's put a via here. Okay, oh wait, there it is. It's kind of small, huh? Okay, there we go. Right. Alright, so today we have WinKey. We can choose to build it with split backspace or no split backspace. I'm actually not sure. I'm actually kind of torn between those two. I do like doing split backspace sometimes on 60s. It allows you to do like 2 artisans, for example. that sometimes is like a thing I think about. But it is fun to have regular backspace because it sounds different. I don't know. Well, it's a toss-up. Have I done split backspace in a while? I don't think I have, right? Let's do split backspace today. Let's do split backspace. It'll save us. I mean, I did the Ankit doll, which obviously is HKB layout, so it was split backspace by default. So Yeah, let's do split backspace on this one. Why not? Alright, so split backspace. That's fine. I mean, well, I actually just use left control here. The rest is fine, honestly. I don't really need to edit anything else. Yeah, let's see, lighting, that's off. Alright, cool. Just go to key tester. Split left too. Yeah. Alright. So let's just test that out. Should be fine, but I always have a habit of testing all my PCBs because I have had the misfortune of soldering or just like building things up and then having something not work, and it was worse than a diode that had fallen off or anything like that. So in those cases, it's a lot more difficult to manage just because you really don't have much else to do other than just to desolder and unbuild. Because sometimes it's like maybe there's a bridge under the controller, or there's like, you know, I mean, it's like random issues that normally never occur, but they sometimes can. But I've had that, so I always just make sure to test everything out before I start. It only takes like what, a minute, so it really doesn't hurt to try to do that. All right, so that's good to go. All right. Alright, put the PCB aside for a second, and the plate, and I guess we can worry about showing you guys the internals. Actually, I'll just show you the internals now. Why not? So let's just open it up, just to kind of show you how it works. So I believe it has some screws here, so I'm gonna have to undo the weight first. Okay, so here came off the weight. Link for the case, just do exclamation build, and there's a link there. So here is this is the stainless steel weight. It's been sandblasted. You can see that there's a section for the daughter board over there, the channel. That's nice and deep enough. And it just came off like that. Suspended by use 4 screws. There's some alignment tabs, which is nice, the little tic-tac looking ones. And then there are 7 screws, I believe, putting the case together. So we can just undo that quickly. Could I mil-max both split and full on backspace and right shift along with regular step caps for a moment? You can do it. Yeah, it is possible. It is possible to do mil-max. But yes, Justin's right. You do have to keep in mind that for the backspace one, you have to just know whether or not you'll need to use a stab or not, because it could get in the way. So yeah. All right. So here come the alignment pins too. Alright, so there's these 4 little PTFE looking alignment pins. They're just like plastic nubs here, like little cylinders. They just serve to align the plate on the case. They just go in on each corner. There's a spot there, there, and there. Pretty simple. And so let me show you just like what the internals look like. So the bottom case here, as you can see, has gaskets lining the top and bottom edges of the case. There's these small ones too at each corner. So the plate basically just sits on these, right? Just sits on there. These side tabs don't really touch anything. There's nothing underneath them, so you don't have to worry about that being like a point that holds anything. So it's just really just held by the top and the bottom portions. And then it's half isolation in the sense that there's no gaskets on the top piece for those plate tabs, right? So there's no gaskets here, right? And then there's just a very small thin gasket on each side, mostly just so that when you know, put the plate together, right? You put the plate together, you make sure that you have the right orientation for this, right? You know, you put it together, basically, I mean, like, it would really hold the plate from the sides here, but like, honestly, when it's on your desk, it's not gonna really do anything. It's not gonna affect anything. So it's, yeah, so it's just, there's just the gaskets underneath, so it's not being sandwiched by the top piece effectively. So it's not, there's no compression involved on that. So yeah. So that's pretty nice. It is a bit, the fact that there's like no compression kind of is a bit reminiscent of the way that Prophet works, where the Prophet uses pin mounts, where it just uses like 4 corners to hold the plate. But yeah. So pretty excited to build this. This should be a very soft kind of feeling typing experience because of this. So I'm pretty excited to try it out. Alright, I'm gonna actually put the case aside for a sec. Just to make space. And let's get started on this. Alright, let's do stabs. We only need... Have not seen the moment yet. Oh, you want me to show you too? Here. That's the case. It comes in a nice faded blue. Yeah. So to prevent the build from plopping upside, like around when turned upside down. Which, again, if it's in use, literally never happens. So, yeah. But yeah. Of course, I set the weight aside, but there's a stainless steel weight as well. I saw Keycaps. Oh, and an ad. I see. Well, I guess the ad did its job then, if you saw it. So we have 7U, 2U, and 2U because we just need 2 for the enter and the shift. Only 3 stabs, so even quicker build in that sense. Get my 205. Where's my 205? Huh? Sometimes I'm like blind to where I put my stuff. Where did I? Where did I put the 205? Oh, it's right here. I spied Dolchar 5 in Hangul? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Where they have ads? Maybe he's talking about the Canon Keys one. Oh, the Twitch ad roll when he showed it. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Pre-roll ads. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do much about it. I mean, so the only way to remove pre-roll ads from the streamer side is to do mid-roll ads, but they're very frequent. So it's actually worse. Oh, Justin, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. Gifting 5 subs to folks who now won't have to suffer through ads if they are watching. But yeah, and subs supposedly don't get ads. I've heard reports of subs still getting ads, which is honestly extremely annoying, because it's supposed to be an ad-free viewing experience if you are subscribed and like the streamer allows it. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh, so nice! Thank you so much for giving a sub to Grizzy. Too kind of you. Sometimes it glitches, yeah. Maybe it's because it takes a refresh to like kick in essentially, like but I mean, yeah. one of those things. It's weird, yeah. Yeah, I've just seen a lot of people be like, oh, I just subbed and I still am getting ads, so what's the scam? Alrighty. Do you recommend putting bandages under stab wires to remove ticking? I personally don't do it. Flipper Boyo or Polo? I don't do it because I don't feel like I need to. But I know some people do it because it does hold the wire in place, meaning that it holds the wire, you know, exactly at the height that it needs to be. Which, if maybe, let's say your stab plastic piece that's holding the wire is a little loose or something like that, or the wire diameter is not consistent, for example, it could have some issues there, but it's rare, I would say. I don't do it. I don't find a need for it. It seems just like an extra bit of time that I personally don't find necessary to spend doing it. But I do know some folks do it. For example, I think I watched... whose video was it? Was it Deboki maybe? Korean film like video maker. He on YouTube. He, I believe, does put a little bit of some material to like keep the wire in place. Kind of similar to how the owl stabs included those little silicone thingies or rubber thingies to hold that. Same thing. Bobby McBobby, hello. How's it going, my friend? Finally catching the stream, yeah. Also, you're back, right? Welcome back. Someone already sold a JNME that was listed for 2.1k. Wow, that's a lot of money. I don't know about you guys, but if I knew that something's going to be in stock raffle, even if it's not so frequent, I'll just wait. I mean, I'm not in a rush to spend $2,000 on a keyboard, but I mean, some people just have the money and the capacity to do it, so that's fine. Sometimes it's hard to have the patience for it. So time is money. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, I'll just wait. Yeah, it's mostly the wait time thing. Yeah. It's like it depends on whether you want that so badly to cut the weight. Waiting is hard. It can be hard, yeah. For some folks, it's just unbearable, you know. That's normal. It's not unheard of. So. Okay, so only new lube for TX stabs? Yes, I only use Crytox 205 grade 0 for TX stabs and it works wonders for me. Normally, even like if you don't use lube on TX stabs, they're pretty tight, but I do use lube just in case, just to fill in whatever space is left effectively. It does help. I mean, especially for like longer keys, it tends to have a bigger variance there. So I tend to prefer to apply lube anyway, even though it doesn't require much of it. But yeah, for TX stabs, I still do recommend it. And I personally use 205 grade 0 for it. Some people use different things, but it's all preference in that case. I would say that 205 grade 0 is fine because, for example, like some people would use like BDZ on wires and whatnot, right? I find BDZ, XHG BDZ to be a little bit too thick. Dielectric grease is also good, cheaper, much cheaper than Crytox as a product. But the only thing is, I find that dielectric grease ends up drying up eventually, and so the longevity of it's a bit more questionable for me. But that said, it's also a viable alternative that simply works if you're doing it properly. So that's also not a bad option, and it's much more economical. Do you think TX stabs need to be wire balanced? I think any stab, I personally don't balance wires at all. All I do is if it looks straight to me, it's fine. Okay, like unless it looks absolutely bent for some reason or another, I don't look twice at the wires. If a wire is bent, I just replace the stab. Does that make sense? I don't bother with the whole balancing wires. It's for the $2 that a wire costs, I mean that the stab costs, $2-3 that the stab costs, I would rather spend $3 than spend 5 minutes doing a task that is minute but sensitive to error. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to bend it too much, or it's so easy to not bend it the right way. So I just toss it out, replace it. I just don't bother at all with it. That's my personal take on wire balancing. Some people do still use balancing tools and do it. They rather would prefer to spend the time doing it. I understand it is more, I guess it is more your recycling materials, and it's just less wasteful and all that. But for me, I find it unnecessary myself. Whether it's TX stabs or any stabs, as long as you're like, yeah, just making sure your wire is straight, even just putting it down on a table, you know, like putting it down like this, you know, holding it and just like tapping it like this helps, you know, like just like tapping it and seeing that the wire isn't completely bent is helpful, you know. Just simple things like you do is like just a quick sanity check that whatever you're using is fine. Yeah. I've never experienced stabs fully lubed with 205 grade 0, so this will be a new experience. Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I tend to do that. So I've had changes in the way I actually lube my stabs over the years. I did start with like super lube and dielectric grease as well, like a lot of people did, because back then like Crytox 205 was not even a thing. It was non-existent as far as like 205 grade 0 specifically. There's like G2, which was also expensive and I didn't want to spend money for it. But also there was a time I just didn't lube the housings at all, because it's true that they do get a bit more sluggish when you apply lube. They are a bit slower, but because it is the modifier keys, I personally don't find trouble in it. As in, like, I don't need the actuation to be, or the action of the moving, right? The moving of the parts, I don't need it to be extremely fast or anything. So the difference between those two states is negligible for me. So I just decided to do that because it's also a bit more more of a fail-safe method, where like it just seemed to be a bit more consistent overall across builds. So that's why I ended up switching to just lubing with 205 fully. And yeah, using only 205 is the best, that way you're not mixing lubes. Yeah, because if BDZ, like for example, mixes in with 205, it gets very like sticky. It's icky. It's really not. It really is unpleasant. It looks very messy as well, and yeah, I really don't like that either. I did try that as well. I did try when I was like trying out BDZ. I was like doing, oh yeah, like 205 for the housing and BDZ for the wire, and sometimes, you know, there is a little bit of excess that kind of like sneaks out basically of whatever it was, and they kind of mix in together and it gets really yucky. That said, everybody has their preferences with lubing stabs. So I've had people tell me they do, you know, some people lube with Tribosis 3204, some people lube with Crytox 205 G2, some people lube with dielectric grease, super lube, like any of these like PTFE based greases and stuff, they all really work. I mean, lube, the only thing that it really does here is fill space, and it's not really smoothing action. Like, it's not like reducing friction kind of thing here in this specific case. Like in the case of stabs, it's really just adding space. I mean, filling up space wherever you could have two hard materials strike against one another and therefore cause the sound of rattling, right? That's really the main purpose of the lube, at least in my application. But some people, you know, just have different ways of doing that too. Kind of like people will use syringe to apply it from the back of the stab, the insert, and that works because you effectively really just fill it completely. I try not to drown it entirely. I actually just apply, as you can see, I apply lube just mostly at the end of the wire where the wire can hit the housing. The other parts of the wire don't really hit the housing to cause like a sharp sound, so I don't apply much lube other than just like a thinner coat. Yeah. Hello, Zonas. Hello, Abis. Hello. I see many people saying cherry clip-ins are perfectly fine. I've had a fine time with them, but man, TX stabs are nice. Yes, I do agree. Cherry clip-ins are fine. Are perfectly fine, but TX stabs really are. They're like the quality of life improvement version of the cherry clip-ins. Like they took the cherry clip-in model and just made it tighter tolerances, just better in terms of like the quality of the, like, you know, like just like they like, you know, like I think they like coat the parts and stuff, and some, like, you know, the wires are like hand like processed, polished, whatever. So it's just overall like just the quality of life improvement on clip-ins. And you know, the little clips that they include for like the toothpick mod, so to speak, is pretty nice. Have you used a TKL1? Thoughts on if you have? Yes, I've built a few. I actually do own one. It's a pretty nice board. It, generally speaking, it is effectively a JV2 style plate, like the 7 mounting points, so 4 mounting points at the top, 3 mounting points at the bottom, and it types pretty similarly to that. Yeah, it is a pretty nice typing experience. So you can do like you can add little O-rings, like kind of like what's that, burger mount, I guess, to make it slightly softer, and obviously you can use like half plates as well, and it types pretty nicely. The board is nice and hefty. It has like a brass weight and a steel weight as well, like this like kind of dual through weight for the board, so it's nice and heavy. It looks nice. USB-C for the port, and that's about it. It's like a more modern JV2 style top mount board. Halfling Barista, thank you so much for the sub. Are Sprit springs worth it? They're good. Sprit springs are good, but for the cost and effort of having to get them from a vendor who must import from Korea, I mean, like TX springs, of course, like they're just more widely available now too, so it's a little easier. I prefer TX springs just because they're just widely available, and it's just easy to get. They're always in stock, literally never out of stock that I've never had to get. So I just go for TX springs. Sprit springs are nice, but yeah, they are a bit more expensive, and I don't really see much of a improvement over the other options out there. So I just do that. I used to get Sprit spring. Oh, also one thing about Sprit was that a long time ago, I guess this is now years ago. Years ago, people would say don't order from Sprit because he won't fulfill. Sprit won't fulfill. Like for a while, he was marked like as a scammer basically because he would not fulfill some orders, or like a lot of fulfills like would go missing. I mean, yeah, orders would go missing or like not get fulfilled, and so people were like, oh yeah, he's like a scammer, like gone and whatnot. And so a lot of people were like, yeah, don't order from Sprit. And so the only time I would get Sprit springs was either I picked them up from Mech Market when other people had it and they're just offloading like their spare parts, or sometimes I think Originative had springs. Or so when Originative sold springs, I believe all of the Originative, like Originative.co springs that they had, those gold springs and those stainless steel springs that they had, they're all from Sprit as well. So I just got those sometimes too. Yeah. Yeah, some people did. So basically, it was like a toss-up. Like you would order, and your order is basically an RNG. You know, where either you win or lose at 50-50 of of your order getting fulfilled. So the split springs are fine. The vendor is an issue, which at the end of the day, that makes me feel like why go through that when I can just get TX springs for no effort? I don't know, but that's just me. I'm a lazy person in a way, in many ways. I mean, actually, yes, I'm a lazy person, and I would rather just go the easy way. Why bother? Why bother with anything else when you just have something that works, right? And yeah, TX also offers various lengths for their springs. So just overall, the convenience is what for me wins my money. Quick design question. I'm not an expert in design, but I'll try to Does the size of a keyboard chassis impact the volume? Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't it? Everything affects sound. Literally every single aspect you can ever think of will affect the sound. Why? Because it's sound dissipation at the end. It's transmission of waves, right? Sound travels in waves, right? And if you have a space that's bigger or effectively diffuses those waves in a different way, either absorbs or reflects, right? Those waves, it will change the amplitude, which is your volume, and it would also change maybe the frequency content, right? So yeah, it will definitely change how it sounds. I would say that it depends on so many factors that you can't just say like, oh, case is bigger, so therefore volume is less, because maybe you think, oh, isn't gonna reflect like as much or something like that. It also depends on like how close is your stuff like next to the case, what's in the case. Do you have other materials in the case? Yeah, like density of objects it needs to travel through, that kind of stuff. So there's so many little things. Volume is stockier. Yeah. Brass lights do nothing because sound is a myth. Yeah, totally. People's room that setup, yeah, that affects sound. I mean, how you place your mic. My mic placement is, maybe suboptimal in many in different scenarios, and so mine is gonna sound different from other people's. So, if you're ever listening to any kind of sound test or any kind of recording of any kind, the only good reference you get of that recording is against recordings made by the same person. So sound tests are only useful, in my opinion, as a quick reference of like, oh, kind of sounds like that, and in reference to that same person's setup. Like if that person is doing the exact same setup for all these different recordings, then you can compare A and B together, right? It's not quite the case if you're comparing two different peoples, because they have completely different setups. So just keep that kind of stuff in mind. Obligatory, just read the frequency response curve. Yeah, no matter how much you do for analysis and whatever, like I don't know if it's gonna get you anywhere, but I mean, you can do all the audio engineering you want. If you happen to be an engineer and you took signals and systems, I'm sure you can do it. It's not very difficult. Do any deaf keyboard enjoyers feel the thog? I'm sure they would, no? Wouldn't you think that they would feel? They would be like, oh, like this has this bounciness that's what's going on here? Justin, is this cut incorrect? Help! I think I have to do something about this plate today. This hole is not aligned to the plate. Didn't realize until now. Oh no, it's okay. I can probably just chop off that little part. Maybe I'll do that now. I'm gonna test the stabs and then do that. So let me do that first. Plate's upside down? Does this look upside down to you? I don't think it's upside down. How is this upside down? Just trolling? Yeah. Yeah, actually. Plate surgeon. Plate surgeon simulator. Oh yeah. Remember that time I had to shave brass plates because the Q brass plate was a hell of a plate? Oh man, that sucked. So hard. Kelly simulator. Also plate mount switches, so sometimes the switches kind of move in the place they are. Okay, that sounds okay to me. Winkyless Soul last meta, R alt key, right alt keyless new meta. Yeah. Why don't we just build without right alt? Is it the PCB or the plate? Ooh, that's a good question. Let me check that actually. Let me check that. It is time to do the testing. Alright. Is it the PCB or the plate? Okay, let me test the spacebar first though. If it's the PCB, then we're kind of screwed. It might be the PCB, huh? Let's see though. Well, this is why we have prototypes, eh? Drill new holes and hardwire to proper holes. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, let's do one side and then the other. So this looks fine, right? This side looks fine. Just to double check. Okay, and then this side looks fine. I think it's the PCB then. I think it's the PCB. PCB hole is not in place. Yeah, it's the PCB. What do I do now? Ah! I guess what I could do is see if I can, what do I do here? It's like, how do I even, do I like bend it? There's no way to do that. So yeah, it won't fit there. So yeah, I think it's the PCB because this would go in here. Ba-bum. Right alt keyless, guys. Today we're doing right alt keyless. Yeah, I think it's probably remove the wrong footprint when removing the 625U. Just build without right alt. Yeah. Well, there is some jerry rigging that could be done. As long as I don't shred that piece of copper. Cause it's just a center pin that needs to fit. Right? And then the other part. H60? Is it in the same position for this? JST? Well, at least I did the stabs already. I can check an H60. For the post part, it should be fine. Yeah, the post part, I was just thinking make a hole. But then the only thing is the contacts. Caseworks is H60 and will WT60. Okay, I can see if I have a either or. For the most part, oh, I see. I thought you meant the post as in the center post of the switch. Okay, I'm gonna go look for I don't want to take your H60. It's okay. It's just a PCB. Yeah, I'll be right back. Give me one sec. Okay, I am back. I have these two different H60s. They're slightly different because they came out at different times. So let me just double check what's the difference. I think they're about the same. Yeah, this should work. This should work. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let's try this. I'll send an H60 to you from NK. Okay. Whichever way works. All right. Can I undo this without? Oh. I got H60 for days at the moment. It's nice. 3 more coming with my Hoji Zora. Nice. Alrighty, let's transfer these guys over. Wait, which one is it? I think it's this one. Alright, there we go. Boom. Alright, we good. Put that aside and let's keep going. Alright, it should be fine though. Okay, cool, sounds good. Well, but the reason behind designing a PC is something like the H60 cost. Yeah, I mean, it could be several things: cost, your relationship with the manufacturer, you know, the fact that you have the skill set, right? Like if you know how to, yeah, and you want to add elements, right? You want to add your own elements to the PCB, like instead of using something that's just like designed as a standalone that just like works with everything, like as a universal. So instead of having something more universal that has like maybe like no logos or, you know, whatever it might be, then you can just use customize it to whatever you might need for yourself. So that would be the main appeal, I would say. I want to design a PC with traces and logo that get a streamer demonetized. Smudge. In this specific example though, is it much of a difference? Could you compare them? It's not much of a difference, no. So like if you compare, oh, so for example, look at this. So this H60, for example, is actually the one I had from my K. This is from my K from Mono K, right? My K 60% keyword. It's an H60, but it's branded with the Mono K logo. And for example, like, yeah, the JST port is in the same location, but for example, the H60 has the ability here, you can actually solder a USB port if you wanted. This one also has the ability for ALP switches, right? It has both ALPS and MX footprint. You know, like obviously logos and like you know, the placement of your reset button could be different. This one's here, this one's here. This one has this bootloader like on off kind of thingy. I don't know what this, I forget what exactly it's called. Yeah, and then like compatibility, of course, like layout compatibility. Like for example, this one has ISO, this one doesn't have ISO layout, for example. For example, this one does not have like, you can, this one, because it's a custom for the moment, they removed the holes for tray mounts. So there's no holes for the poker style tray mounts like this, these 6 holes that go for poker style tray mounts. That's gone in this custom PCB, right? So yeah, there's different factors. For example, this PCB does not have any cuts for the, so you don't have these, so these, you see these cuts over here, these big cuts, like these big circular cuts. Excuse me. So those are for like if you have like an O-ring style, like, you know, board where you have these pillars that you need to clear for the O-ring to be, you know, suspended on those pillars, right? So these cuts are completely absent in this you know, this custom moment PCB because it doesn't use an O-ring at all, so you don't have to do that. So aesthetically speaking, this kind of looks cleaner. There's things like that, basically. This one has a bunch of split spacebar options. This one doesn't. Yeah, so layout options is one particular thing, and then you can like remove different elements that you don't need in your design. Like if it's something that maybe you just don't see backlight being used for, you can just remove that entirely, right? So yeah, there's many different reasons to make your own PCB, but at the end of the day, it's the customizability of it. Oh my god, I never realized these tray mounting points were in the poker. Wait, really? Yeah, it's since the poker. Yeah, that's the OG 60% tray mounting points. It's what made the 60% cases popular, the poker case, right? Like in Korea, like Duck made the Duck Poker, or Duck Mini, it was called. They called the 60%, they called the mini layout. Kind of cute. And yeah, no worries, Zupas and Justin. It's all good. This is actually why I buy a lot of everything. Like I buy extra PCBs and plates and stabs, switches. But yeah, definitely a big chunk of why. Like just in case things happen. Time to buy an old poker and throw it into a unicorn. You can technically do it, yeah. You can technically actually do it because the unicorn, well, you can't do it in the new unicorn actually. You can do it in the old unicorn. The R1 unicorn has the tray mount points, but I think the new one removed them. So the new one doesn't have that anymore. It pretty much is, the unicorn R2 is like the R2.1 or whatever is effectively just it's effectively unicorn only mount, so to speak, like, you know, O-ring mount. Are these broken in? I don't know. From what it appears, it's kind of a mix of, it looks like it's a mix of old logo and new logo, so they seem pretty smooth though. So I'm gonna guess no. I'm gonna guess they're just used MX blacks, because they do appear to have been lubed and filmed and probably desoldered before, because I do see the tin on the tinning on the pins. So you could say they're used, broken in, yeah, mildly broken in. Broken in with love instead of a machine. Or would you say, oh. What the fuck is he on about? Nothing. I didn't say anything. No logic and convincing a machine can replicate actual use, so I suffer. Oh my god. It's pretty funny. Alright. Let's hope that these are straight when I solder. And alright, let's get soldering. Awesome. Let's turn that soldering iron on. And I'm gonna hydrate. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Let's get to this. Where's my fan? Oh, yeah. The H60 save is nice. Great example of how standards can help this hobby. The standards definitely help this hobby. There's been a bunch of things that have helped this hobby a lot. Unified daughterboard is a very good example of one. You can use a lot of different daughterboard. I mean, you have to be mindful of that if it's like the correct like quick style like connector like the 1-to-1. But if it follows that standard, it tends to like you can actually use any JST cable that you get for the C3 unified daughterboard style. And obviously there's like the H87, like the B87 footprint. That was initially made through like like the Korean boards, and then later on like a lot of the TKLs that we currently have, 60% with tray capabilities. That's very helpful too. Left side USB, that was a big thing for a long time. Yeah, so standards definitely help the hobby because of that. Like replaceable parts, you can mix and match. You guys don't mind the fan too much, right? I'm not gonna bother putting the noise filter on today. One time I used a JST that did not follow the standard. I had to wait for a week for one. Oh, rip. Yeah, there's a few boards that don't have the same connections, like the 4 wires. So I have to keep an eye on that sometimes. Just solder the cable directly. Oh boy. Man. So bothersome. Yeah, with the Tiny doing this Lord work, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of contributors to these projects, right? Like, don't forget, like, there's like On the Lindrum and Wilba. They've also contributed a bunch to the, like a bunch of work. There's like Zealous, who also contributes like work in the PCB domain. Of course, Upaz does a lot of work. He also worked with the VIA team. Like Yankar. There's a whole lot of folks like there's also Baking Pie from KeyBio, who does a ton of work. They also work with the QMK team. So yeah, there's a lot of very unique contributors in the PCB domain, specifically. And people should not forget the fact that our keyboards would not work without these guys, because it is the brain of the keyboard. So no matter how well you might design a case, if you know the person who actually knows how to do the wiring doesn't do it for you, you're effectively not gonna have a working keyboard. So yeah, there's a lot of people who contribute to these efforts. So they're our overlords, so to speak. Yeah. In a way that we definitely owe them a lot. I do. I was thinking about it the other day. So you know, like I post on like Instagram or like wherever, right? And in the comments, like for example, like I post on Reddit. You probably have seen like my custom keyboards like Reddit post, right? Like in the first comment that I put on, like I put all the specs of the board that I built, right? And on there I always put like like X PCB by this person, or like this entity, and then sometimes on Instagram I post, and then I was thinking like, oh man, like I often forget to put like credit for the PCB designers, because it's not like I'm always taking the picture of the PCB, right? Like I don't always like take it all apart and take a picture of it, and like like wherever they feature their logo or something, kind of like something to like a little personal touch, right, that they have or something like. But it's in the internal, it's in the PCB, so it's kind of like unseen in a way. And I was like, oh man, like it's kind of true, I guess. Like there's a lot of work that kind of just like it just stays on the inside of the board, so not much kind of credit goes into for PCB makers. So I was just thinking about that. I was like, like should I be like consistently kind of like crediting PCB makers and like making sure to like take pictures and stuff like that to show that? I don't know. Just a thought I had. But a China-only GB board doesn't seem to have VIA support. Is there a software that Chinese hobbies usually use? They sometimes have a, it depends on the board. It really does. Some boards do still support a form of TMK. So TMK is essentially the is it really a predecessor of QMK? Yeah, I guess, yeah, kind of. But there are some that use like web clients and use TMK based firmware. But there is also, I mean, like for example, one good example of a board that does not use QMK or like bootmap or like the more known PCB programming standards is like the Cyberboard. Cyberboard has its like own configurator, for example, and that's kind of like, yeah. I don't know. I am not huge on the whole like having proprietary software for stuff, but I do see that it kind of exists. This community burnt me out on koi fish. F Mizu. Definitely a very common reference when it comes to fish in the water, in the community, yeah. Matrix boards also use Vial. So yeah, Matrix use adopted Vial later on. QMK for non-fixed programmability for for Matrix Lab keyboards came in much later. Much later. It only came in basically after the 2.0 ADD might have been the first, right? I don't remember Matrix boards being programmable until basically the 2.0 ADD. Yeah. Everything else was fixed. It was baked in program on the PCB for Matrix boards. 2.0 OG had the like baked in keybinds. 1.2 OG also has baked in keybinds. Able has zero programmability effectively. The old Able and all the older Matrix boards, 10X, old 8X, will not. Yeah. So iffy. Anyway, so looking for themes like that. Sup Lightning, how are you doing? Coastal, I'm doing alright. I saw you earlier, sorry about that. I will measure whatever you asked me about once I find my tape measure and just do it. But I'll let you know. I know you asked me, so I'll let you know about that afterwards. Sirachi Man, what are your thoughts about the Tomo? I like it. Personally, I'm not huge on the badge at the corner, to be honest with you. Because effectively, I'm not a huge fan of the F13 style layout because it compresses the top row horizontally a decent bit, and it makes it look a little bit crammed for my own personal aesthetic preferences. Functionally, I have no problem with it. However, the board itself types well. It sounds pretty good, in my opinion. Even with the just default polycarb plate, sounds pretty good. And well, you have the ability to do top mount and O-ring mount, right? So that's nice. But yeah, I think it's a nice board. It kind of just works the way it's intended to be, and I personally found that even without like foam, it sounds fine. And yeah, if you like the aesthetic of the board overall, it's pretty nice. Oh, I really like those add-on badges that they did afterwards. There is this one add-on badge that looks like little 2 circles at the top, and so apparently you can mount Legos on it. So that was kind of cool. You can mount like Lego Man on your Tomo. So that was kind of fun. Anyway, I just saw that that's a possibility, so yeah, I might do that for mine. I'm bummed about the fact that they're not releasing a play file. I think it's lame. It's ultimately, it's a bummer when someone like says, okay, like we won't be releasing them, but also I do think people are a bit too entitled to having plate files, in the sense that it is in no obligation to, you know, for the designers to release them, because ultimately it is their own thing that they made. Yeah, I understand why it's not done, like why sometimes people choose not to release play files. Like I can see that, and it's actually not always because of money, so to speak, right? Like, it's not because they're like, oh, we are gonna sell these plates and only we are gonna do it. Because reverse engineering plates is actually not that hard, because we do have standards relatively, like spacing is regular for the most part. So reverse engineering that, if you have a basic knowledge of how the spacing between switches works and, like, you know, the dimensions of a board and all that kind of stuff, like, it's not that difficult. You can just KLE something and figure it out. But yeah, at the end of the day, it just kind of is their choice. But I get it. I get why it's a bummer. I would feel that too if I really were excited about trying a very specific material type for a specific board. I totally get it. So some boards do kind of feel like they're gonna be nice with a certain plate material. Alright, well, that's done. They should still work with this. Okay, let's load a key map. Put VIA on the screen here. Okay. Lighting, turn it all off is fine. Layout, split right shift, split backspace. Alright, go to test matrix. Just test it out. Did I not solder? Oh, I only soldered one leg for this. Whoopsie. I'll solder that other one. I did it just because I was not sure if it was gonna be crooked. Okay, I'll just do that now. That's definitely the superior 60% layout. I guess everybody has opinions. I do like 2EU backspace sometimes, because it just sounds good. You know what I mean? Tapping that 2EU backspace, like, it just sounds nice, feels nice to do that. But I'm kind of ambivalent between those two, to be honest. I like both. Either way. Okay, cool. All right, sick. Time to find some more Oreos, Mr. Koopo. Oreos, that sounds yummy. Ooh, yesterday I had an insomnia cookie. That was pretty nice. That was pretty yummy. Had a double chocolate chunk insomnia cookie. Oof. Oof. It was so good. It was so damn good. Alright, let me figure out this. So this thing goes here, and then goes through here, and gets plugged in there. So I guess the first thing I should do is just attach it here. Alright, so let's do that first. That color is so nice, yeah. Alright. I haven't used my backspace key in forever. Can't remember the last time I made a mistake. Okay, buddy. Alright, we have a badass over here. I detached the cable from the DV. Yeah. I'll probably detach it and attach it later on the attach it to the other part first, yeah. Because you can just attach it from the middle, right? So yeah, it's nice that there's an opening there. So but for now, just put the DV in first. Right. And do this. Okay. So, because the weight goes in last, so put our little PTFE pin thingies. Alright. And then we just place our plate over here. Voila. Very nice. Oh, I should have put the cable on. My bad. Cable on goes first here. Goes through here. And then ba-bum. Okay. Right. Attach the top and bottom pieces together. The side profile on this is fire. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I really like the way this curved part tapers off. So nice. It is a bit different too, because what I do like about it, in the sense that it's unique, is that the sides are kind of fatter than the top and the bottom bezels. So a little different. I actually feel like, since the thermal, maybe I kind of need to like get used to that look, because it's not like what you normally see. You normally see thicker top and bottom bezels and thinner on the sides, right? Like that's like the classic look. But in this case, we basically have the opposite of that. So yeah. Too thick. Make sure it's... I need to flip the case over so I can easily fit it here. Are you being sent a Matrix corset to build? No, I don't think so. I actually don't think I've built a Matrix board from Matrix Lab, as in, don't think they've ever sent me anything to build specifically. Like, I don't think I've been, like you know, like been done any sponsored content through them. Yeah, unfortunately. Not cool enough. No, but yeah, actually, just I don't think I've done it before, so I don't think there's a precedence for it yet. Sage? Yeah, it's okay. All right, there it is. Very fun. Okay. Oh, I forgot the little stubs, but it shouldn't matter. It doesn't matter too much. I can put them in later. I'll open the case up later on and put them on. Should we figure out what key set we want to put on this? So I guess a few I have on here is I have GMK Oni, I have Toko, Polybius, I have like Sarika, I have like Beige, of course, CRP, I have you guys can suggest things if you want. Some sets I don't have, but you can suggest and I can tell you. Greg, I do have Greg. Blue Alert, Rainy Day I don't have. That's one of the sets I don't have. Shoko I do have. I believe on Shoko it might be on my where's the Shoko on? Actually, I'm not sure what Shoko is on right now, but I think I have it on something. Let's see. I have. I'll just name a few. I have Rudy. I have Hammerhead. I have Dracula. I have Cyan. I have Oblivion. Yeah. Saware. I do have Saware. I do have Saware too. I have True Olivetti. Yeah. Let's just do a poll. Hammerhead is actually a good suggestion. I do have Hammerhead Light, which I think would be a good fit with it too, because it's a pretty cool set. Yeah, something neutral to make the case pop. That works too. Yeah, yeah. I think the light alphas would fit. That was my thought too, because it has a bit of a softer color. But I'll just do a quick poll here. I've seen some suggestions here. Okay, key set. I've seen Beige, Shoko, Hammerhead, Rudy, and Oblivion. I don't have enough space for everything. So I guess I'll just limit it to 5. Yeah, I guess I'll just limit it to these guys for now. Alright, you guys can go ahead and choose something. I'm gonna vote for one. Alright. Oh, damn, Justin! Thank you so much for gifting another 5. Woo! Sheesh. Oh, Hammerhead's on the winning. Oblivion the only answer? So Oblivion's a good set. Alright. Oh, it's between Shoko and Hammerhead. Neck on neck. Damn. I am leaning towards Hammerhead a little bit just because it's a little bit different, and I do think the light alphas will look pretty cool on it. But I do think Shoko is like the natural choice most people would make because it has like the same tone on the blue. GMK Nord, if it ever made it to menu. I heard that one's taking forever. Which I guess I'm kind of surprised about it, but I don't know. Maybe it's like did the color approving take a long time, I guess. It's either or, I guess. Alright, let me okay, since you guys are already pretty much going to pick about to pick Shoko, I just need to make sure I know where it is. Alright, Shoko, huh? I figured that would be the natural choice. Alright, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Alright, let's for Shoko, I have it right here. This is probably the natural choice for this colorway for the blue. I'd say most people would probably pick this. It's a very close color. to remove this board out of the way. It's kind of like heavy and
Odds are lighterly flawless capacitor can get.
Okay. This board is like one of the most annoying to take out because of the fixed cable. These are literally flawless CNC, best you can get. Yeah. Your distributor, thank you so much for the 9 months, my friend. How are you doing? They all slept on Hammerhead. I do agree. Hammerhead is a very nice set too. I do agree with that. All right. Yeah, I do think that if I order the moment right now, this blue is so tempting. So nice. So nice. I'm a little biased towards blue colorways, but it's super sick. Would you order a moment in this moment? I'm kind of hesitant, mostly out of the spending money part of it. If I had the money, I think I would. But I've had a few personal expenses outside of keyboards and stuff that I couldn't really avoid it, so I kind of might have to skip based on that. So yeah. But I do get the honor of trying this out today, so that's pretty nice. If I had money, I would pay for the keyboards I've already purchased. You're biased? Wait until Drew comes in? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh yeah, he's not here today. Surprising. Drew actually does things on the weekends? Damn. I know, right? Oh god. Unimaginable. What the hell, man? Oh gosh. Ugh. Doing things? Touching grass? Alright, let's pick some artisans. I see a few that are pretty nice picks. This Moondrop's pretty nice. This Fugo is pretty nice. This one's kind of more lavendery, but looks good. This Tux from Tiny looks nice. Bongo, easy call. Yeah, this Bongo looks great too. Yeah, it's good. We could do Moondrop and Bongo maybe. Penguin things. The penguin's nice. Okay, how about you guys pick between these two? Penguin? Okay, a lot of penguin boats. Alright, penguin it is. Alright, sick. Looks fantastic. Love it. Alright, look at that. Very nice. Do anyone see the artisan box that Ori Club is releasing? $6.99? That's insane. Who's gonna buy that? I'm sorry, Ori Club, but that's way too expensive. But you know. Wait. Okay, cool. That is way too expensive. For just the box? Yeah, exactly. For just the box, pretty pricey, no? Ta-dum. Is that Shoko? It's a perfect match, right? It looks very good. Looks very nice. Alright, let's get a typing thingy going on here. Oh, that filter thing isn't working to move JD over here. Weird. I'll have to fix that. Hasn't worked since last time. Okay. Sound good? Everything good? And I'll turn off the music, of course. All right. All good. All right, great. So, all right. So this afternoon we have a JJW moment. It's currently on group buy through the High BT system mechanic keys and with other vendors if you're in other regions. Don't forget to check that out. There's a link in the build command, and the build command also describes that this is currently built with lubed and filmed Cherry MX black switches. They're used, and we have a polycarbonate full plate, and GMK Shoko for keycaps. All right, let's give it a shot. Sorry for the background noise out there. Like there's like music and people yelling and stuff, and singing, yelling. Okay, here you go. Oh, oop. Sorry. Try that again. Let me try that again. Queamy, crispy. That background noise dog AF. Yeah, those two guys yelling. There's so much shouting outside. So yeah, this is the this is indeed the Dawn colorway, yeah, or the Dawn blue colorway, yes, yeah. All right, let's just go over mods, I guess. Here are the mods. Nice and soft. Very nice and soft typing. I mean, the polycarb definitely shows that it's just very nice and soft for this particular like build, and just the configuration is like very nice. The gasket mount here is nice and soft. It's pretty comfortable. It's really comfortable to type on. I do like the typing angle on this too. It's pretty comfy, especially here for a 60%. So yeah, I like it a lot. I'm still kind of getting used to the bezel proportions, and also just like this taper part, but it looks really nice from, actually I think it looks nicer when I look at it from here straight than from the overcam view. I wish I had a side cam like some of the other streamers do have, to kind of show you what it looks like from the side, because it does look, I would say, nicer from the side and the front. Excuse me, not from directly above. But yeah. Why do you put delete instead of backspace? Because I think that's a key I have. Yeah, that's a key that came with GMK Shoko R1. It says delete. The size will need to be wider for it to look nicer than top view. Yeah, maybe. It is definitely a little on the quieter side, probably because of the polycarb plate. But it is like good old MX Black kind of sound. I mean, you know, I could just do like a quick 15-second thing, and it's, yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. This is very nice. Again, no faux, no anything like that, no add-ons. As far as like sound modifying add-ons, I believe the kit will come with sound modifying add-ons like foam and such if you need it, like for plate and stuff. So maybe it will have a bit of a fuller sort of like more like compressed sort of sound. But yeah, there's that option. But this one's built without it, so the polycarb plate is probably doing a little work there and just paying some of the sound, and so it's probably a little quieter because of that. Yeah. So let's see here. Let's just show it off a little bit. Unplug it. All right. All right. So let's take a quick look at the board all built. Piece of dust here. This is how it looks from above. Kind of like we'll rotate it slowly so you can see. Then the side profile here. It's a very, very, very pretty color. I am so tempted to get it in this color because it just looks really freaking good. But yeah, I probably won't. That's not all the way in. But yeah, it's a very, very pretty color. You can see the seam is very nice. Looks very pretty like this as well. The intentional seam, I like it. I like this part here. This side curve is so nice. It's very nice how the light, like when it shines on it, you cast a shadow here, so it looks very, very cool. That's what I like about it the most. The back, straight line with the seam, looks nice, and the USB port is there on the weight. Also pretty clean. Should fit most cables too, so shouldn't be a problem. Then there's the moment engraving on the weights. But yeah, this is a very, very nice blue. I want an MX Master in that color. Oof. Oof, an MX Master in this color would be so sick. I would love an MX Master in a different color, yeah, like this one or something different, yeah. I've never had a white mouse actually in my life. I've never used a white mouse. I've always used black or like darker colors overall. So, yeah. My first lighter one was the MXM3. Oh, I see. I have Avery's Hello Kitty mouse. Was that like a giveaway? Oh, that's cool. One of custom color Real Force mouse. I heard the Real Force mouse isn't good though. I heard the Real Force mouse is actually not great. I think I remember, and Nathan got one of those, right, at one point? This is so fun, actually. I feel like a cat doing this. Dude, hear me out. Magic trackpad in that color, in this color, that would be cool. Where's that toy from? Oh, so this is the this is also by JJW. This is also by Justin. It's called the Play Tray. What is that toy? It's called the Play Tray. It's kind of inspired by those cat toys that have the ball on the track, right? The ones that where they just like are like, you know, like, you know, basically doing this, basically just doing this, you know. It is like the cat toy, but basically it's like a parts screw tray, whatever you want to call it. This is a prototype unit, but yeah, also has this magnet here wedged in it. Pretty nice, pretty cool. I was just sent this. Justin was very nice to send this as a gift, so yeah, I'll be having it on my desk. It's super cute. Super cute. Actually, if I'm not using the little ball, I can just put it on there. But yeah, the GB did end. Yes, the GB did happen a little while back, right? There will be extras, so there will be some extras. So you should join the. I mean, actually, Justin, if you wanna put in your Discord link, feel free. It's also on the interest check on Keycaps for the moment, so you can find the Discord link there too. But you can feel free to put it in chat. It's fine. And you know, you can just join and probably get pinged for it if there are any news. So, and of course you can tune in for any like future news for keyboards or otherwise. Justin and Shani do a lot of very nice things here and there, like trinkets and keyboards and all kinds of cool things. So definitely check out Justin's Discord server. Yeah. So yeah. So that's today's build. It sounds and feels very nice. I really like it. It's like if I had to buy a 60% right now, this is a very good choice. I think it's priced fairly. I believe like with some extra parts and shipping, it's probably going to be a little over $500 US, but it's basically in the 400s range. For price, I don't remember the exact price, but so I think it's fairly priced though, for what 60% cost these days, and I do think it came out really nicely. There are some other plate options. I believe that Justin is a very big proponent on polypropylene plates, right? And you can also use half plates on this. So if you wanted a lot of flex and just kind of like have a very soft typing experience, I think a half plate is highly recommended in this. You can always do that. Of course, you can do the more classic aluminum and whatnot. But I believe the offerings are FR4 or like polycarbonate, or otherwise you can get other options. You can get a hot swap PCB or solderable PCB, I believe. But yeah, you can find all the info in the build command link. Yeah. How do you like the modes on it? Oh, I like the modes on it quite a lot. The modes on it was pretty fun. I think like among the 75% that came out in the past like year or two, it's one of the really nice ones. Really nice. Like overall, like the typing experience was pretty pleasant. Didn't really have to put like you know, like padding material or anything like that in there. It sounded nice. The accent was pretty cool too. I actually really like how they do like the accents and stuff. And yeah, overall, like if you like the 75% layout specifically, this Honda was pretty good. I do like the isolated top mount for that, the little socks that they use. Yeah. Do you ever get a chance to lube and tune the blacks after that stock review a while back? No, because they were going to revise them anyway. So I didn't end up doing that. So probably if like there's like a new revision batch of those, I'll probably work with those anyway, because it's not a good reference for me to tune those, because it was supposed to be for feedback anyway. So I didn't do that. I didn't end up lubing those or anything like that. Yeah. I actually ended up sending the batch back, and they were just going to experiment and stuff and work with it, because I built it into a keyboard if I recall correctly. Mo did a 180 TBH. Yeah, for sure. They've done a lot of really, they've done a lot of work. I mean, like 65, starting from the 65, they've really done nice work with the 65 and the Sonnet and the new 80. So yeah. But yeah. Mr. Dio, can you rate Epsi? Oh, did he start? Did he start on the charity stream? Yes. So if you didn't know, Mr. Epsilon Keywords is doing a charity stream for the City Mission of Auckland, I believe. And I actually donated a few sets as well that they're going to be giving away. But yeah. Cool. Thanks here for the bill and all the help. I'll let you know when I send the H60 over. Oh, no worries. All good. Don't worry too much about it. Yeah, we'll go raid Epsilon in a bit. If it's only that was its only problem. Yeah, the first 80, admittedly, I didn't like it. Okay, the first 80, I didn't like it. The stack mount, I didn't like it the way they did it. The 2 screws, the way it just looked. It was just not for me. And then I think starting from the 65 and the new 80s, where I kind of started enjoying a lot of the new products a lot. So yeah. But yeah, this was a very fun build, as you can see again, the moment. Very pretty color. I would be very torn between this one and that what was it called, the dusk purple, but the other purple one, so nice. But yeah, both colors are really good. But yes, the profile on this board is very pretty. But yeah, so if you guys are interested in the moment, it still is available, so you can always go and order through Canakeys or other vendors, so just check it out. Again, Justin, thanks for sending it out, of course. Upas. And yeah, so I have some exciting news that I want to share, but I can't yet. I will have more exciting news soon though. I can tell you that for sure. I have exciting news to share, but I can't share it yet. I need to get a permission, but I have something exciting to share soon. But yeah, I think that's all I have. What a tease! I know. It's a little exciting for me, at least. But yeah, I'll give you a hint. It just has to do. I am going to be working with a company that I didn't think I was going to work with, and that's kind of exciting. So we'll let you know later. So yeah, hopefully something good will come out of it. I actually don't know what to expect from it, but I'll share more details once that's like they're like, okay, you can post it everywhere and stuff. But I'm so close to sharing that, but yeah, I need to wait a little. I was told I could tease it, so I think that's fine. Confirm Lightning is a glorious shell now. KW final mouse. No, don't start with the mouse, friends. The whole mouse industry stuff is so strange to me. It's just all over the place. It's so strange to me. PCB way. Oh my gosh.
Long time no see. I just moved to London. Hope you've been doing well.
Hello. Hi, 18 months. How are you? Just moved to London? Oh, so it's currently like 10 p.m.-ish over there? Oh, nice. We know it's the K-Man. Oh, the K-Man. Yeah, it might be the K-Man. I'm officially sending all my keyboards that I own to the K-Man, and you're gonna see some new clone keyboards in the market. Okay, just kidding. All right, friends. Let's go ahead and rate Mr. Epsilon Keywords if he's currently live. I'm just gonna blindly type on rate Epsilon Keyboards, I think, but I'll double check just in case. But just want to say thanks again to Justin and Upas, and all of y'all for coming by. I hope you guys have a great weekend, rest of your weekend, But again, so Epsilon FC is based in New Zealand, and he is doing a charity stream right now. He got a bunch of prizes pulled together from different people, and so he's doing a charity stream right now. He'll be doing giveaways at regular times. They're building like a bunch of Dallas boards and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening over there. Just wanted to share some love and Lightning Raid, NA, handshake. Wait, where's the handshake emote? Is there no handshake emote? Is there no handshake emote? I can't find the handshake emote. Okay, I'm just gonna put handshake NZ Poggers. Miyago Pog. Oh, there it is. It showed up. Alright, friends. We're gonna go raid FC. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'm actually gonna go and have a KBBQ in a bit. So I'll catch you guys later. I hope you enjoy your evening. Have a good one. Take care. And I'll see you later. Where are you having KBBQ? Oh, I'm going to Wonder Pick. Bye!